There is a massive warning sign on the Bitcoin charts right now. In this video, we are going to have a look at the warning signals of Bitcoin. We are going to have a look at the Bitcoin price itself. We are going to have a look at the stablecoin dominance, at some other charts which might front run Bitcoin. So this will be a very important video. And this video will show you the exact signs that you need to be watching in order to make a decision when you want to hold your capital in crypto or in stablecoins. Bitcoin is literally standing at a huge crossroad right now, guys, as we are seeing the price consolidating in this uptrend, slightly coming down from yesterday, but still holding the 4-hour EMA ribbon. Guys, when we actually see this on Bitcoin, the momentum in the shorter term time frame slowly coming back to the 4-hour EMA ribbon, we do have some interesting signals over on another chart, which basically right now fires a major warning against a Bitcoin correction. And I'm going to show you exactly why. But I want to start off with Bitcoin, guys. We have been looking at this formation, right? And it's very difficult early in the formation to check what it is, right? We can see like, okay, this can be a triangle formation. This could be a triangle formation. So the more we consolidate, the more data we have from the formation that Bitcoin is trading is, the more certain we can be of a certain formation, right? And right now there are a couple of possibilities. We have, for example, a ascending triangle possibility right here, but we also have the possibility of a sideways range, where we can either break out to the upside to the downside. The upside breakout, guys, is still the most likely. Why? Because we are consolidating from an uptrend. So we went from an uptrend into consolidation, and the chances of that uptrend continuing to the upside are significantly higher than to turn around right here and just break down. But there is a big but right here, and that is that we are getting some warning signals. And let's go to the daily time frame, because we do have bearish divergences over on Bitcoin. So for example, right here you can see the relative strength index is showing a lower high, while the price actually shows a higher high. Bearish divergences generally are the first signals of trend reversals, but also very important, they don't necessarily have to play out, right? So we have seen when Bitcoin is in a strong bull market, we don't always see all these bearish divergence, the Bitcoin price coming down. So it's very important that together with a bearish divergence, Bitcoin is losing support in order to turn bearish, right? And right now we haven't lost that support, but we do get a first sign right here that we might losing momentum. This is just a, let's call it a symptom, right? This is just a symptom of a possible disease, but but it's not yet there. Guys, I know this is a little bit weird comparison. I'm just trying to give a good analogy, because we shouldn't react on this right now. We should just be aware of it, and we should react on it the moment we are getting confirmation. And I will show you exactly what the confirmation is. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame right here. And I think a very important support level on the 4-hour time frame is the 4-hour EMA ribbon, because the 4-hour EMA ribbon clearly is acting as support right here. Bitcoin is bouncing off from this ribbon, and we can also see it in the past when we break below that 4-hour EMA ribbon. We can see a clear change often in trend. So here we break below that 4-hour EMA ribbon. We do get a further bounce, but you can already see that the momentum is not that strong anymore. Later we break back below, we go in a downtrend. Here we break below, we are in a downtrend. And yeah, so this is also the level that I'm watching. You could also watch this support at $30,000 US. But if you want to try and catch it a little bit earlier, then better watch the EMA ribbon. The interesting thing right here, guys, is that once we break below this EMA ribbon, if that is going to happen, we most likely will break above the EMA ribbon on the 4-hour time frame on the stablecoin dominance. And this one is looking a little bit tricky. And also this is the only chart that basically makes me a bit cautious on Bitcoin, because if you just look on Bitcoin, you have a bearish divergence, we're in a bull market, things, it doesn't necessarily needs to matter that much, right? But if we have a look at the stablecoin dominance, then we see that we have quite a significant drop. We do form high and low on the MACD, high and low on the relative strength index. We are touching some resistance in the relative strength index. So this can also be a confirmation if we break that resistance. That can be an early sign that we are going to break that EMA ribbon as well. And why is it so important, guys? Why is this chart so important, and why do I bring this chart up almost daily on my videos? Well, that's because of the following reason. This chart has a inverse correlation with Bitcoin, which basically means that whenever this chart goes up, Bitcoin has to come down because the dominance of stablecoins is increasing, which means that more liquidity is flowing into stablecoins, right? And that liquidity is most likely coming from Bitcoin, also from altcoins, but mostly from Bitcoin. So when this chart goes up and looks bullish, Bitcoin is bearish. And when this chart looks bearish, Bitcoin is bullish. That's why right here, Bitcoin was extremely bullish because we have had a massive rally from the drop in the stablecoin dominance. And here Bitcoin was actually bearish because Bitcoin had a massive correction during the time that the stablecoin dominance went up. So if you can predict this chart, you basically can predict Bitcoin. And this brings you an edge because no one is watching this chart. Right now the market is really divided with bulls and bears, and I can make a huge warning to every single one of you who's extremely bullish or extremely bearish. It is not smart to pick a side. I would love to be bullish. As you know, I'm actually very bullish fundamentally on Bitcoin, but price-wise, short term, you have to be like water. If signs come up that says like, okay, we might get a correction short term, then look at that objectively, right? Like I said, right now we haven't seen a breakout, so I'm not acting on this yet. However, if we do get a break above the 4-hour EMA on the stablecoin dominance, and we do get a breakdown on Bitcoin on the 4-hour EMA ribbon, I definitely going to hedge. I'm going to protect my Bitcoin capital with the likely or with the possibility that we are going to see a further correction. I'm not saying this is the most likely scenario, and we could also do something like this where we break below the 4-hour EMA ribbon and go back up. It is about probabilities in trading, right? When you see something, a trend is losing momentum, that is the moment you might want to consider hedging, lowering your risk, lowering your exposure to that asset until the strength is coming back. And sometimes when you do get something like this and it breaks back above the EMA ribbon, you almost have the same entry point, maybe even slightly lower, but it doesn't really matter, does it, right? What matters is that you actually position yourself for free, basically for free, because when you get back, when it trades above the EMA ribbon, for example, you might lose a little bit, you might gain a little bit, it's a little bit insignificant, right? But you do get exposure for if we do break down, you at least have hedged since then, and you can buy at cheaper levels, which means you will increase your Bitcoin holdings, because Bitcoin over the next coming years is extremely, extremely bullish. Short term is just, first of all, difficult to predict, but also more volatile, right? So short-term things can look bearish, while long-term things can look bullish. Like I said, I'm not saying that short-term things are looking bearish. I'm just saying that right now, when I'm bringing out my dashboard of crypto charts that I'm watching, we are seeing some red lights blinking where we have to pay attention to, but we don't have to act whatsoever. We just gotta wait and see how this is playing out, because we could also do something like this. EMA just continues to act as support, which is that ascending triangle, and we're just going to that resistance, and bam, we get a massive breakout, because if we can break above this horizontal resistance, guys, we can most likely see a massive spike in the Bitcoin price. Why? Because that resistance is not only resistance on the 4-hour time frame. No, that resistance is also resistance on a monthly time frame. That is a macro resistance. So that will bring out a lot of human emotions in the markets. So that's going to be fun. But I think if we break, we are going to break with some nice firework, guys. Also, I want to bring out this chart because this was the chart I've been actually using to actually predict Bitcoin, right? We have looked at Litecoin, because Litecoin has been front running Bitcoin this whole move. Also, this nice pump in the Litecoin price has been front running Bitcoin, and it's just very beautiful. It's still holding support, but maybe we can also wait and see and watch this chart, and if this chart were to continue to go up, it might give us an early sign that Bitcoin will do that as well. But if this chart will top and come down earlier than Bitcoin, that might be an early sign that not only the rally in Litecoin has come to an end right here, short term, but that the rally to Bitcoin also has come to a short-term end, and that we are going to see a correction. Like I say again, guys, I'm still right now, I have to be bullish, right? Because we are still in an uptrend, we are still consolidating. The only thing that I'm saying right here is that we do get some early signals of a potential correction in Bitcoin, which is far from confirmed. But like I said, if we do see the relative strength index breaking out right here, and this is catching some momentum, breaks above the 4-hour EMA ribbon, yeah, we got to be careful, because most likely Bitcoin is going to see some form of a correction. If we have a look at WhalePortal.com, then we can see that the funding rate slightly is coming down. That is interesting. The premium index is still negative, and we can see that the take buy sell ratio is coming a little bit down. This was a very good signal though, because when the take buy sell ratio crossed that green line, and I shared that one also over on Twitter, the moment we did cross that green line, we actually seen a nice push in the Bitcoin price. So this was the 2nd of July at 12 o'clock roughly that we crossed that line. So let's go to the 2nd of July. Guys, this is a really short-term move, of course, but this can really confirm your thesis, and this is how you gotta use WhalePortal. Let's say you're analyzing Bitcoin, right, and you have a certain thesis. I think this, and that is going to happen in the shorter-term time frame. Then you can go to WhalePortal.com, and you can basically confirm what you are thinking. And if you don't get the confirmation on WhalePortal.com, then the chances of your scenario playing out might be lower than you initially expected. So let's say you think that Bitcoin is going to go up right here. We traded this also on WhaleAlerts. We opened a long position right here, and you go to WhalePortal.com and you scroll down and you see like, oh yeah, nice. We can see that the take buy sell ratio, the yellow line is moving above the green line, which means that there are a lot of traders buying with market orders. So they don't really care about the fees of that market order. They just want to buy Bitcoin. Right, and that can generate short-term buying pressure. So that could strengthen your thesis. Like, okay, I'm bullish. I'm seeing the take buy sell ratio going over the green line. Maybe you see the funding rates coming down. The premium index is very negative. These are all things that can confirm your short-term trading, and then you can be more confident in that trade, right? Because basically the chances, you increase your chances of being right. And you know when you decrease your chances of being right, when you don't get that confirmation. And that is really the difference sometimes between a profitable and a losing trading strategy. Of course, risk management might be one of the most important things, but to have this extra kind of confirmation, I think can really make a difference whether your trading strategy is profitable or not profitable, but also in what kind of way it is profitable. Maybe your trading strategy right now is 60% profitable, but if you would use WhalePortal, it will become 80% profitable. So guys, definitely check this out before you are going to trade. If you are looking for an exchange to trade Bitcoin or various altcoins, you guys know I'm recommending BitGet and Bybit. I think they are both very, very good exchanges. They both have their advantages and their disadvantages, right? I think BitGet has the advantage that right now it has a higher trading volume than Bybit, which actually is kind of crazy, right? It also has a higher trading pair than Bybit, but the maker fee on BitGet is slightly higher than the fee that we are seeing on Bybit, right? So it really depends on your needs as a trader, but also on your location, because a lot of locations are not really allowed to use Bybit because it has a mandatory KYC. Therefore, you can use BitGet because you don't need a passport to sign up. However, if your location does allow to trade on Bybit, Bybit is also a very good exchange. On both exchanges, if you join with the affiliate link down below, you are able to join WhaleAlerts, which is the private Telegram channel where we provide extra information on the markets. And we make these updates with videos and with images. So right here you can see that we recently have been publishing a video to accumulate Chainlink, and in this red box, as you can see from a nice setup, and right now that trade is also nice in the profit, breaking above the daily EMA ribbon, which is really bullish for Chainlink. But yeah, this information a lot of people got already early on as we were sharing this chart over on WhaleAlerts. So guys, if you are interested in receiving these extra updates, make sure to join BitGet or Bybit with one of the affiliate links down below this video, and make sure to go to WhalePortal/WhaleAlerts and submit your user ID right here. Then guys, I want to thank every single one of you for watching today's video. If you like today's video, make sure to smash up that like button. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. That is much appreciated. I want to wish every single one of you a beautiful day today, and I hope to see every single one of you in the next video.